Welcome to the channel. Thank you very much for checking out this video. In today's video we're going to be building the ultimate 4K video rig for your Sony A7 IV. Let's jump straight into it. So we're going to be building this around the SmallRig Sony A7 IV cage. I'll leave all the links to everything in the description and in the pinned comment. We'll also be using the SmallRig top handle with the ARRI mount. And I'll also be showing you the difference between that version top handle and the Nato RAW top handle. We'll also be using the SmallRig side handle for extra grip. And we'll also be using this SmallRig cage. Let me know in the comments what you think it's for. Let's start building. So the first thing we're going to do is get our SmallRig cage, and on the rear side of the cage on the left hand side is an Allen key bolt that needs to be removed. On the bottom of the cage you're going to find a tool with an Allen key head that will help you remove this bolt. Remove this bolt and place it somewhere safe. And on the bottom of the cage is another Allen key bolt that needs to be removed. Again, place this to one side for now. Next, place your SmallRig cage over your camera, and using the same tool as previously, use it to tighten up the 1/4 inch bolt on the bottom of the cage to your camera. Make sure for now though that you don't fully tighten it. On the left hand side of the cage where we previously removed the Allen key bolt is a slider. We're going to need to loosen this. Take the Allen key bolt that you removed previously, pull it through the strap hole of your camera and then into the slider, making sure you tighten it. If the slider's hole doesn't align with the strap hole on the camera, you may need to flip the slider 180 degrees. Next, take the Allen key bolt that you removed from the bottom of the cage, and then slightly to the right of it is another hole that goes through to a hole in the battery bay. Tighten up this bolt nice and tight. Once you've done this, go back over all the bolts and make sure they're fully tightened. We've now mounted the SmallRig cage to our Sony A7 IV. Let's move on to the next step. Next we're going to be mounting the SmallRig side handle onto the left side of our cage using the bottom 2 1/4 inch mounting points. And this is very simple to do by just tightening up both of the bolts. I then recommend loosening the mount of the side handle, placing your camera on a level surface and then retightening up the handle. This will ensure when you put your camera down that it doesn't topple over. It's also worth using your Allen key in the 2 finger tight bolts that you've done previously and making sure they're double tight. So that's our side handle mounted now, and you'll instantly feel the difference with the extra grip this gives you. Next we'll be mounting our top handle, and I'm going to be showing you the difference between the ARRI version and the Nato version. So the ARRI version comes with a bolt with 2 pins located either side of it. This bolt and the 2 pins locate directly into the top of the cage and stop it from rotating. Mounting it is super easy. All you do is place the 2 locating pins into the hole and tighten up the bolt. With the Nato RAW version of the top handle, we need an additional piece of equipment, and that is a Nato RAW. These come in different lengths and can be mounted onto the top of the cage. Simply tighten the 2 bolts on the Nato RAW to the top of the cage, and a standard feature on Nato RAWs is spring-loaded safety catches to stop your accessories from sliding off. Then all you do is get your Nato RAW top handle and slide it onto your Nato RAW. Once it's in position, you just simply tighten it. Benefits of using a Nato top handle over an ARRI top handle is that it's easier to slide on and off, and the benefits of using an ARRI mount over Nato is you don't need a Nato RAW. One common error that I see people make with their top handles is believing that it can be only mounted in one orientation. This is incorrect, and depending on the weight of your rig, the top handle can be rotated 180 degrees to face forwards to give you better support and balance. So that's our cage, side handle and top handle mounted. Let's move on to the next step. So next we're going to be taking this SmallRig cage, and did you guess what it was? This is a monitor cage for the Ninja 5, and we're going to be adding this to the monitor and then mounting it to our top handle. And this again is super easy to mount onto our monitor. All we do is place a 1/4 inch bolt into the top of the cage and then screw it down into our monitor. We then take the 2 side screws, put them through the cage and tighten them to the monitor. Next I'm going to be using the SmallRig monitor mount with a 1/4 inch adapter to screw this into the cage, making sure it's nice and tight, and then we use the cold shoe mount on our top handle to slide our monitor onto our top handle, again making sure it's nice and tight. With the monitor attached, it comes quite top heavy, so let's mount a lens onto the camera, and as you can see it's slowly coming together. Next we're going to be connecting our HDMI cable to the camera and into our monitor. Next we'll be attaching our microphone to the cold shoe mount on our side handle, and then connecting our 3.5mm microphone cable into the microphone and into our camera. And that is our build completed. Let me know in the comment section what equipment you like using, and if you want to find out how I use this rig in the real world, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch up in that next video. Thank you very much for watching everybody. See you soon.